Welcome back to another Amazon Tea Time with your host, Daniela Bolzman from Mindful Goods, and my creative director, Anaya. Thanks for joining me yet
Hi.
again.
Thanks for
Cheers.
having me. There
Okay,
you
so
go.
today we did something a little bit different. We have been talking nonstop about all of our favorite examples that we round up throughout the year and we discuss as a team and we share with each other when we get inspired. All these amazing designs from brands online on Amazon that inspire us. And usually we drop them into our swipe file. That swipe file is available in the notes down below, so you can always download that. But this time, what we wanted to do is kind of do a roundup of our top 10 A+ content designs that we've seen out in the wild or that we've worked with as clients. And we wanted to share them here on this video. But we've kind of realized that 10 is way too many to go through. So if you want to see the full 10, you can check them out on our blog. We're going to run through what we kind of narrow down to be like our top 5 favorites.
Yes.
So we will go through the top 5 A+ contents in the beauty and wellness space. Which ones are we going to share today?
Okay. This is Youth to the People's Dream Mask. It's priced around $53, which is already very high for this category. So the main questions that customers have is how do you actually use this? And most importantly, is it really worth $53? The role of this A+ content should really be to justify the price and remove any sort of skepticism and make the results feel inevitable. All right, so let's scroll down to the beautiful A+ content. Right from the first module, they don't start with the branding, and that's what I love because they start with the outcome. It says visibly brighter, plumper looking skin overnight. They're anchoring the customer on the results first and not the product. And the texture of the skin at the back, it's doing more than just looking nice. It's reducing any sort of uncertainty that the customers have in their mind. And the customer immediately understands the thickness, the finish, and what to expect when they see the close up of cream. And that reduces the risk of any returns and increases the trust up front.
What I love about this one is this is not a typical person's skin that you see when you are hitting any kind of beauty product on Amazon. You're really caught off guard because you're seeing a skin tone that is not widely used, which I love. More brands need to be leaning into this because we all have different colors and different skin textures. And you can see here, this person is loaded up with freckles, which is the most beautiful thing ever, but it's not something you commonly see
Mhm.
used in a beauty ad or in any kind of beauty images. So I love that they're leaning into this hard. And that's what really gets you to scroll because you're seeing this really dark complexion. You're seeing the freckles. You're seeing the shiny glow on the skin. And then you see the cream really popping off the skin, grabbing your attention and making you want to read the copy. So this is like home run for me.
And then if we scroll down, we move on to the social proof section. And this is doing a lot of the heavy lifting because instead of saying it's hydrating or it's glowing, they quantify. 97% of the customers said that it nourishes. 96% said that their skin felt supple. That transforms the product from a claim into something that feels tested and validated. And that shift from subjective to quantified is what builds the trust really fast and increases the conversion.
I love this. And that's something almost every brand can do. If you have an email list, send out a survey to your customers and ask them a series of questions and look at the data and see what they're responding to in a favorable way and pull those insights into your marketing like they did here. It's fantastic.
Also, just notice how so far every single copy is doing a job. It's just on point. And this image, it removes the biggest friction that people have in their minds, which is probably the uncertainty around results. And so they're not just showing the transformation, they're showing the speed and magnitude. They mention here that it immediately increases hydration 83%. It locks in moisture overnight and it strengthens skin barrier in just an hour. And that to me feels very measurable and immediate, and it makes me feel safer purchasing this product.
Every brand should take notes from this. This is so well executed.
If we go down, we have a little bit of the ingredient story going on. So, what I like about this is they've listed the ingredients down and translated that into little outcomes. And so, every single piece of copy so far is so digestible. Nothing is like big paragraphs, blocky text. It's ingredient, benefit.
I love what you said. They're breaking down for you in really transparent language. This is what it does. That ingredient at the bottom, like squalane, I'm like, I have no idea what that is. If I saw that as an ingredient on the back of the package, I'd be like, okay. Like, I guess it works, but I don't know what it does,
Yeah.
you know? And so it's cool. It says right there, helps draw in, replenish, and lock in hydration for healthy
Yeah.
looking skin. Great. You just told me what it does. So this is a great way for most brands to be able to explain their top ingredients in their product.
Love that. So the rest of the module, I love this so much because it shows 3 different ways to use it, and that just increases the perceived value, which really justifies that $53. And the last module closes off with the rest of their products that fit into the routine, and it makes it really easy to navigate, and it immediately increases the average cart value.
Fantastic A plus content overall. So this is definitely staying in our top 10. So the next A plus we're going to highlight is for JiYU. This was one of our favorite brands that we worked with last year. We have the full case study on our website. They were crushing it on TikTok, and they ended up coming to us to revamp their Amazon pages. And what we decided to do with their A plus content was bring in all of the personality behind the brand and make sure that we're communicating all of the functional benefits for this brand and that it aligned with all of the marketing they were doing on TikTok.
I love how it starts because it doesn't waste any time. It just immediately introduces the product, and then it has like bits and pieces of what it does immediately. It repairs, hydrates, and they have this carousel slide going on. If anybody starts to scroll, they'll start to see the actual ingredients. You scroll down, it describes how this product fits into your routine. I love that it has like bits and pieces of everything, and it's so digestible.
One of the reasons why it ended up in our top 10 A plus content for beauty and wellness is that one, we saw the performance results for this brand. They increased their sales by over 600%. And the other thing that I love about this is that it's a great example of brands that are either doing really well on Shopify or TikTok and bringing in those best practices of what's working into the marketplace setting, because this brand did not have great graphics on their listing, and they knew that, and they wanted to validate their product first on the traffic side and make sure that people were buying this product. They had a lot of UGC creators that were promoting this product, and then what they realized is they were hitting the Amazon page and there was a disconnect between what they were searching for and what they were hoping to see on the screen. So once we fixed that and we brought in the problem solution type messaging into the listing, we brought in their stunning packaging and the graphics and the beautiful models and the hands and everything to help people identify with how they're going to use this product in a day-to-day setting. That's what really helped them with conversion. So bringing in the personality for the brand, showing off your packaging, showing different types of models, different types of skin types, showing the actual solution, showing how to build it into your routine. These are all the best practices that you want to have for your product, and especially a before and after in the health and wellness space. So this is another great one that falls into our top 10. You can check out the full case study. We'll drop it in the show notes down below. But the next one that we're going to get into is what?
Good molecules.
Yay! Good Molecules is actually one of my favorite brands. I found them on TikTok, and I actually have their cream right here.
Oh my God.
I love this brand because they take products that most women use in everyday life, but they've elevated the packaging. They've made sure they're really transparent with the ingredients. They're not adding a bunch of junk into it, and they're not jacking up the prices. It's just really high quality product for your everyday life. And I think they did such a fantastic job with this A plus content because it's very simplified. They're using color blocking throughout. They're bringing all the colors from their packaging into their color blocking, which really speaks to the whole branding of everything that's going on with them. Love this. But this image right here is probably my favorite image out of everything that they have going on their A plus, which they literally nailed the best practices, beauty and wellness on their entire A plus. But this one specifically speaks to me because it's showing you how you're going to layer your products. And notice how they're showing icons for step 1, 2, 4, and 5. They're not actually pitching you on their other products deliberately, which they absolutely could, right? They could put photos of the other products. They're just showing you where the product falls in your day-to-day routine. So you're on step 3. Use this product as step 3. After you cleanse, after your tone,
Yeah.
you're going to use this. But if you do want to cleanse and you do want to tone and then you want to moisturize and use SPF, Good Molecules has all of that too. Can we show another A plus content to show how they change it up?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a different product, and they're now showing this product is actually step 4 in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I love this. If I was going to take this one step further, I would actually turn this into a carousel. And on the next slide of the carousel, I would show the 5th product and just say, check our other listings for, step 5. And maybe then it circles back into step 1, step 2, step 3. But you would know this listing, we're on step 4 because that's where it started. So here they changed the model at the top. But what I love about it is they're showing different skin types on different skin tones. And these models are not like supermodels that you see on every other beauty brand. Like these are average people. This makes me feel like I can identify with this person. This product might be for me. It feels like this is for everybody, not just for like the most beautiful women on the
Yeah.
planet. It really helps you
Yeah.
feel like anybody can buy this. And it says right there, suitable for all skin types. And then they're showing a model that speaks to that, which is fantastic. So love this.
Mm-hmm.
Love Good Molecules. Definitely made the cut for top 10. I love how simplified this is. I love how the personality of the brand is in here. I love the color blocking, the iconography, the illustrations. Like check, check, check. Nailed it across the board.
Yeah.
And by the way, Good Molecules was not a client of ours. We're just super fans. We love what they're doing. But Depology was a client of ours. And this is an amazing product that they have with eye patches. And the reason why we put this in our top 10 is because we wanted to show you the difference between bringing in personality and colors and that sort of aesthetic versus the natural, clean, more scientific approach to maybe more elevated, more expensive, premium type of products. The colorful colorways of Good Molecules speaks to the everyday purchase. You're buying it all the time, probably at Target. Like you don't have to think about it because of the price points. Whereas
Mm.
Depology is hitting a premium market. Their price point's a little bit higher. And so their creatives really need to speak to that. And if we look at the A plus content, it's very toned
Yeah.
down, black and white, scientific, natural elements. Like you can see the subtle water effects going on throughout the design. It's very clean, nothing over the top, not a whole lot of color going on. The only colorways that we've even incorporated into this are anything more intentionally done with the product. Everything else is just before and after, validating with all of the customers that love this product with the Instagram images at the bottom, and keeping everything just super clean, to the point, calling out things in infographics. So this is just another way of achieving that premium look, and it's really focused more on like the brands that are trying to convey more of a scientific approach to their beauty routine. So another great example. This one definitely makes the cut for our top 10. And then what is the final one
Mm.
that we're going to show?
The final one is Nude.
Oh, yes. Nood is awesome. So Nood was a former client of ours, and we worked with them, I want to say like a couple years back when they had basic A plus content. And this is one of the things that we love to look and see how our clients have progressed and iterated on their content over time. And they have just taken their content to a whole nother level. And I love what they're doing. Everything feels clean, polished. This is actually a great example of blending the two. It's still a very like scientific type of style of design mixed with a very minimal amount of color and a minimal style of design as well. So not a whole lot of color going on, and they're just bringing in their one color with the black and white. So they have the yellow gradient like feeding throughout, and they're just using it as a highlight piece. They're not using it all over the page. Whereas previously when we worked with them, we really leaned into the yellow. This really like pulls back on yellow and brings in more of that white, clean, science-driven approach. And you can see they've worked in more of those statistical bits to kind of build social proof, build trust. So love what they're doing here.
I love it too.
One thing to note on this one, they've taken a very alternative approach. So they're not opening up with a big hero image. They're opening up with the number of customers, which is usually something that we're putting right below the hero image or anchoring down at the bottom. In this case, they led with it as the very first thing that you see. And then the second module is really focused on the before and after results. So it's just visible testimonials and then visible results right away. Like they're just hitting you with it. So that's definitely
Yeah.
something that most brands can split test as well to see if that can help them with conversion. I would imagine this is something that they're probably split testing and seeing if this helps them with conversion as well. Or maybe they've already tested it and they see that it's working, so they left it like this. But really interesting to see brands changing it up and doing something different in terms of the flow of how they're organizing their content, because this is not something you typically see done in this way. So
Yeah.
really interesting
Yeah.
approach for sure.
Also, because usually you buy this one time in your life, or maybe two times after years. So, someone like me looking for it, this would be it. Like, I come in and I see that, oh, okay, it's trusted by all of these people, it has a lot of recognition. That's it. I'm choosing this brand over the others.
Yeah, so kudos to Nood. We love seeing your progression and the iteration on the design over the years. Really great job, and definitely made the cut for our top 10. We didn't do this design. We worked with them previously, but we love following what they're doing, and this is very well executed. So kudos to whoever designed this with Nood. And that's actually the top 5 that we're covering in this video today. But if you guys want to check out the full top 10 A plus in beauty and wellness, we have published it on our blog and we will link it down in the show notes below. So go ahead and check that out there. Until next time.